Federal Reserve policymakers begin a two-day meeting tomorrow. A decision on interest rates will be announced on Wednesday. The market views the outcome as critical, in part because it comes with the S&P 500 at new highs. Mike Santoli has more.
With a break to a new record high and the major indexes just ahead of a Federal Reserve meeting, Wall Street finds itself in a pretty familiar spot. In fact, the past 5 Fed meetings, going back to March, have come as the S&P 500 was approaching or was sitting at an all-time high. And each time, stocks began to dip or pull back anywhere from 2 to 7% in the days surrounding that Fed meeting. The most severe setbacks came after the May and July meetings, which, like this one, came right in the thick of a reassuring corporate earnings season. Investors are now asking whether this pattern will strike again, with the Fed widely expected to deliver its third rate cut in 4 months coming this Wednesday. But there are reasons to think the market is a bit less vulnerable leading up to this Fed move. For one thing, the rally lately has been unusually broad and has benefited the beaten down cyclical stocks in the financial, industrial, and transportation sectors. This is a sign the market is no longer acutely fearful of a recession starting very soon, and investors are not seeking open-ended help from the Fed the way they were in past months. Treasury yields as well have begun to rise, especially longer-term bonds, which is the market's way of suggesting it believes the Fed can pause after one more rate cut potentially and to see if a soft patch in global growth firms up. And of course, the calendar helps. November and December are 2 of the year's best months for stocks, at least historically speaking. Now, of course, with stocks up some 7% since their August low, they might be expected to settle back on almost any excuse or headline. But the market might also be in a better position to handle the Fed's message this time around than it was in the anxious days in the spring and summer slowdown scare. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Mike Santoli.